You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, we're YBM Chat Podcast. Instagram at YBM Chat. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at YBM Chat.
Hey, it's Dashia D.
Hey, it's Cassondra.
Hey, it's your boy Tre'Dub.
This your girl, LadiiNova. And we are
YBM Chat.
young Black millennials offering you a fresh take you didn't know you needed.
So, boy.
All right, so let's start off with the crap as we should. For boy, you got the two white students. I don't even remember what school. It was like Carrollton School that decided to make a TikTok video that was highly racist. And it was talking about how to create niggas. And it was just everything. So, first of all, it was dry because they keep saying the same thing. Eats fried chicken and watermelon. I'm like, my nigga, seriously? Like, we're still digging in that barrel of racism for those two things. Then it was like black, gotta have black, rob people, because they definitely do that, mostly white people. Father, and it was an empty cup. Then you got jail, and they just kept turning the water on and be like, they're always in jail, blah, blah, blah. So the video came out, and at first they were standing hard in it, like, said what I said, not changing my mind, blah, blah. But then I guess they started to receive death threats, and the school expelled them, and now a lot of stuff is changing. So now they want to issue some BS apologies. So the girl at first, before she even apologized, she was like, no, I am not sorry. What do you want me to say? Hell, at least my dad can pay to have this whole thing go away, which is more than I can say for you fatherless Negroes. That was her first post. Then she goes back and says, now she wants to be all, smart or whatever. I want to apologize for the abhorrent video I posted. I know in my heart how wrong it was. My boyfriend is racist, and he slowly normalized his racism on me. Still, I should never have let him. I believe blacks are human too, made in the image of Christ. I have disappointed God, and I want to apologize.
Not blacks. I hate that word.
Like, you just keep making a bigger hole. So she was like, please don't contact my college. It's my future, and one mistake should not ruin a life. Also, please stop with the death threats. Again, I apologize sincerely, Steph. So that was her crappy apology. Straight up, go ahead before I even read his, because you look very upset.
That's her name, Stephanie?
Yes.
Can kiss my entire black ass. So, so you, not even just the video, but like the fact that you say after all that your dad can just somehow, you can just get rid of this and just make this disappear and all that bullshit. Like, what in the white privilege is going on here? Like that whole thing just really pissed me off. Like the video itself was just like sad enough, but for you to like basically again use your white privilege to like say all this to make us, to belittle us is what I really despise about you specifically. Like so anything that you say at this point is it doesn't fucking matter. Like
talking about one mistake shouldn't ruin. It's not a mistake. You did what you did. Other people have made jokes about black people, white people have, but they know where to not cross the line, and it can be funny, and we wouldn't see it that way. But y'all just kept digging the hole. Now you're mad because you're about to be kicked out of school, and now it's your future. Does nobody care about your future?
Yeah, it was too blatant to not know that it wasn't okay. It's 2020. For the most part, you know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and if you have to question whether or not it's racist, it probably is. So just stop.
Yeah. So this is the boyfriend. He went on Instagram and he said it just isn't fair. Imagine you're a stupid teenager just going along with stupid teenager stuff, and then your life gets ruined. forever. People not caring what's in your heart or what you're really like, only defining you by a stupid video. Please, please stop sharing. He continued to say more.
Wow.
Y'all have ruined my entire life. What's wrong with you people? I worked so hard for my wrestling career. Now in a blink of an eye, it's gone.
They don't blink of an eye. They go ahead, Trey, because boy, oh boy.
Because he's saying all of this shit here, but keep that same energy if a black person was to do something as simple as like just get stopped by a police car. You know, is that same energy going to happen? He's going to like say if a black person, like, you know, again, gets stopped by the police, but just like as simple as not even having a seatbelt on. His life is being ruined because he's probably going to get sent to jail or possibly get a gun pointed at him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why everything that he's saying right now is it just doesn't fucking matter at this point. I know I'm like using so many curse words right now, but this is what I really don't like about this situation.
It's annoying, man. And I feel like they're not sorry. They're sorry because they got, I don't even want to say caught. They're sorry because people see that it's not okay and because their futures can get damaged. I guarantee what they probably thought was, oh, school's out, this shouldn't matter. Or somebody even said that. Why are they getting expelled? Because technically they're not in school. It doesn't matter. And yes, they're going to contact your future colleges. As a college, I wouldn't want you at my school. I mean, because then I feel like, oh, you got these two racist people coming to you. What does that say about this school? They ruin their own future. And like Tre'Dub said, it's a difference if they were sitting in a car not having a seatbelt on and a cop come at them. Like, you know what I mean? That's different. But they went out and did a whole video. Not only did they have to do this, a TikTok, which means they had to edit, they had to cut, they had to do stuff.
You took your time to be blatantly racist.
To write that stuff out, to get to the saint. No, that ain't no just happened. They had to. No.
No, that's not a mistake. Like that's not a mistake that you could just post on the internet. Like she said, take time to do. You watched that thing multiple times before you shared it to the world. So you knew what was going on. And like Dashia said, we're in 2020. You've seen so many other things that have happened negatively to Blacks, and yet you still do that? I don't understand, you know? So that's the whole thing about it, and I'm not talking about it. Anyway. Go ahead.
I mean, I said what I had to say. I did see that there was a girl, one of their classmates was posting on Twitter saying that this isn't new and this isn't surprising because these types of things happen all the time. She just said that a lot of times they don't get called out. Is she the reason why they got called out? Was because she put it on Twitter?
I'm honestly not sure. I saw a lot of people talking about it. I saw Cassondra post about it. Like, she was just saying she was angry about it, and I found the video myself, and then my old coworker sent it to me, and I was just like, really? Like, y'all are seriously doing this? But I'm pretty sure, I just feel like they're the ones who listen to our music, but now you're upset with us, and now you want us, y'all future,
anything that has to do with our culture, they follow.
I'm like, now you're talking about your future and your wrestling career. Like, honey, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about your careers, y'all lives. I told my mom I felt bad because I was like, I honestly don't care about the death threats either, because you did that. You thought people, everybody is not easy going. Everybody's not going to just turn their back or turn the other cheek. You got people that's still out here, they're going to lose their mind about that. Mm-hmm. So they're going to feel I can't stop them. You feel like you can say what you want because I know your parents can get a lawyer. Freedom of speech. Well, they got freedom of speech right to bear arms. You pissed them off.
Whatever. These are the same people that says it's a mistake to go inside someone's house and shoot them dead.
Oh man.
I just think it was funny because y'all talking about
outside of a convenience store. These are the same people that say, oh, it was a mistake.
I just think it's funny because they were like, oh, in jail and rob people. I'm like, no, I've seen a whole lot of white people rob white people to support their meth and crack habits. And, you know, it's a lot of y'all that I've seen working that food line that came in with WIC. It wasn't just black people. Mm-hmm. So y'all needed assist from the government to get y'all food. Y'all on Section 8, just like everybody else. So what are you talking about? But you know.
Ignorance at its finest.
I disagree. I don't think that people should be sending them death threats. I know that what they did was preposterous, but I don't feel like threatening their lives is going to help it either. I'm wondering what the parents are. And I know that those kinds of things are taught, but why do you feel that comfortable to post that on a public forum?
You know what? We definitely
because it's
from the parents.
Okay, and I feel like that's the part that scares me too. Not the fact that they're doing it, but because one, why are they so comfortable doing this? And then two, how are they at school? Because nobody just comes out the blue and say, I'm gonna post this racist video. Just like, and I mean, you can take this comparison too. Nobody just comes out a clean, sober person and say, I'm gonna try crack cocaine. You know what I mean? Like, you don't try the hardest stuff first. You know what I mean? Like, you just go out and do a racist video. So I guarantee you, they've been doing stuff in the house and at school. They probably had a group of friends who, egging them on and stuff like that. Ain't no way they just kind of just was like, oh, we love black people and they're, nice, and then we're just gonna do the racist video. No. And like Dashia said, this stuff is taught. And even if their parents didn't tell them black people are not good, you don't have to exactly say how you feel without, you know what I mean? Like, your actions, of course, speak louder than your words. So how you treat black people, how you talk about black people, the kids pick up on this stuff. So I don't feel bad for them.
Hopefully this is a lesson to all of you young people out there who are bored and using TikTok and other social media. Please don't post dumb things, because it will live on. It will live on. And when you get to college or you go on and you get married and have kids and all of that, it will still live on the internet, and people will probably continue to bring it up.
Always.
I forgot to mention the Tre'Dub before this, but a big wholehearted boy, Dylan Roof, because he's out here still writing 5-page letters talking about how he's being mistreated in jail. And he wants you to get the chair and the injection, whatever they're going to give you to kill you because you killed people at a church. And now you feel like you're upset because you can't go outside and you feel like they're abusing you. And you're talking about somebody else. I forgot this.
Okay.
Somebody else did a shoot and it was like they gave him games and things and I don't get games. I said, boy, you killed people. Don't nobody care if they abusing you in there. Don't nobody have feelings for you.
Really don't care.
At that age, no one gives a fuck. No one.
Zero.
You can keep writing them 5-page letters. You're still gonna die.
It is what it is.
Well, now him, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Now she's off for the death.
Anywho, so on a more laughable note, so y'all president, decides to go on national television and say, to treat this COVID-19, we should just inject people with a certain type of disinfectant. So basically, he is saying that to treat this virus, that we should inject ourselves with some Lysol.
That's fine. Get those Trump supporters.
You can start
everybody
first.
who voted for Trump, thank you. Let them all be in line. They can do whatever they choose. But somebody said on Facebook, their body, their rights, they can do whatever they want. Who am I to stop them? They go right ahead.
I said, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, go ahead and let your little Trump supporters be the first test dummies to try that out. Try that with them first and see if it works. So,
ain't make
they
me
gonna be allowed to tell a story either.
Ain't make me no never mind, because Rihanna is my president. I don't know what that man is out there doing with the rest of y'all. So,
like,
I can have that. It was funny because the dude, I guess he's like the CDC or something for Lysol or something. He just came on the camera. He was like,
Don't do that.
Why
would you even have to tell grown people that?
Joe Biden said that. He's like,
man,
I shouldn't have to say this, but don't eat Lysol. Didn't think it was something that had to come to this point, but don't do that. But
I feel like a lot of stuff you feel like you shouldn't have to tell grown people. They still do it. Y'all remember that whole Tide Pods era where people was eating Tide Pods? And we shouldn't have to tell you this. Don't do this. Nobody has a brain for themselves. And it makes it bad that this is the president. So then you got all these people, oh, my president said I should do this, so it's going to be safe. You go ahead and try it and then let me know how it goes.
You know, they had a rally for it, right?
In Detroit. No, in Michigan.
I don't remember where, but they had a rally talking about pro-COVID-19 and their logics were not even logics. And I'm just sitting there like, I shouldn't be astonished at how dumb his supporters are, but every time
they really are.
Like, you actually believe what you're saying.
Just as dumb as him.
Girl, he came to Charleston. What was that? 2-3 months ago, and it was crazy because he was here like on a convention or a rally or whatever at the Coliseum. Well, then they had The Color Purple playing right next door at the Performing Arts Center. I say they knew exactly what they was doing. I swear they did.
Giving all the black pride.
Man, it was so bad.
Like, I just can't. Like, it was just so funny to me because I really thought that it was a joke. Like, it was just people just making up ridiculous memes or whatever. But, like, this is a grown-ass man, like, that y'all call the president of the United States.
I still feel like this is a joke. Like, I truly feel like he want to say as much stuff as he can or see how far he can go. Because there's no way. Like, his whole presidency is a joke. Let me start there. But then to come off and saying stuff like this, it's like, how? Or I don't know. I just feel like he can do and say whatever he wants to say and just be like, oh, they'll believe me. I can see him laying in bed right now. I can tell America anything. Watch this.
No, he said that.
And then run into
He said that in an interview years ago. Like, he was a young dude, and he was like, I could run for president. And if I ran for president, I'd run as a Republican because they believe anything I tell them.
And look at him now, man.
That's exactly what happened.
Like, so it's just crazy because I mean, like, even in Georgia, at least our governor, bless his heart, decided to open up outside basically on Friday.
Can I come into the out now?
Come into the out.
Why? No, I'm gonna watch that movie.
I've been wanting to say that all day.
I'm gonna watch that movie because that's literally how I felt. So, like, of course, like, so he decided to open up outside to Georgia or whatever, and like, some people, smart people, are still staying their behinds inside. And so, but yeah, with that being said, God bless America at this point.
Literally.
I'm moving. We going to Barbados or something. Let's go.
Canada.
Shoot.
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
I'll take
Myrtle Beach. I think Myrtle Beach opened their beaches and stuff back up. Beaches here open, and I was like,
Florida.
y'all go right ahead. I'm not going outside.
Because as bad as I want to, as tempting as it sounds,
What's like somebody say on Facebook? Y'all take on that first 30 minutes of air. Let me see what happened to y'all. Mm-hmm. But then I'll come outside.
I give it a
I would have said, give 2 weeks. See what happened before I go outside.
But, you went outside yet? Girl, it don't feel right out there to me. Air density.
Well, yeah, but anywho, well, that wraps up for you as we move into our topic today. So we have some good news for y'all because today is Dashia's birthday. Happy birthday to Miss Dashia D.
She's so nonchalant.
Well, she turned 25 today. It is a milestone. Like, it's such a big deal, even though she says it's not. It's whatever, you know. But I feel like the only reason why she feels that because of this COVID stuff going on. Because realistically, all of us are supposed to be on a cabin trip.
Sipping wine.
Sad times.
Telling stories. Catching fish.
Not catching fish.
It sounds like something you do at the cabins. I don't know.
I wanted to zip line, go to the amusement park, like.
But that's okay. That's okay because guess what? It's not canceled. It's just postponed because Dashia is 25, y'all. And guess what? He's about to cut up when outside open back up. I am so excited.
When outside open back up.
Like when we come into the house, we're gonna turn up for real for her.
Woo!
So, yeah, because
strip club.
Listen, yes. So one thing about Dashia, y'all, as you know or may have noticed, like in our past previous episodes, that she's a very reserved person. So like each and every one of us, as in me, LadiiNova, and Cassondra, have been bringing her out of her shell slowly but surely. So we're working on that. And like Megan said, we taking her ass to the strip club. So
that is
fast. Go.
So that stimulus check.
Right.
Hard pass.
Get the one. Move that thing to get some cash back from the Dollar Tree so you can get you some cash. So we can.
You know what?
Oh Lord.
We just gotta give her a ratchet party so she can pull her money up like this.
Oh, and do a ratchet girl pulls.
Holding up like a phone.
I thought we were past MySpace days.
History repeats itself, remember? We can bring it back.
No.
Listen, because we're going to catch a video of her doing the Vina E bounce. The Vina E
How
bounce.
you do that?
We gonna go past that, Cassandra.
Trey, you gotta give a demonstration. I don't know what I look like.
He can't right now because he's sitting.
I can't, but I sure will put one in there.
Okay.
But yeah, but for real though. So like just a brief background about her and all of us and how we became to be to who we are today. So like I said, well, maybe our very first episode, we said that all of us went to high school together. And then like, of course, like, we all came to know and love Dashia who she is as a beautiful Black woman, like one of the most intelligent women that we all came to know and love. So with that being said, again, happy birthday from me personally, my family, everything. I love you to death. So yeah.
I appreciate that.
Aww.
I wish I had a noisemaker sucking that thing.
Ooh, I got cowbell upstairs. Remember that cowbell I have for your graduation, Dashia? Oh man.
I didn't hear it. It was too many people.
We was in the backpack.
No, where's that?
Was in the backpack. Yeah, so Cassondra, I know you have some words.
Happy birthday, Dashia. Ooh. Sorry.
When being extra goes wrong.
Happy birthday, Dashia. I love you so much. And I am so glad that we had the opportunity to be friends. I'm so glad to call you a friend. I love you so much.
Thank you.
I'm not about to get sappy because, and Dashia already can't take any of this. But I really don't remember how Dashia and I became friends. I just knew that in my head, I had to try to keep up with her because every test, I'm like, this girl name always number one for passing these tests. And I'm at like 13. I'm just down back here. I said, I got to compete with her so I can try to get up there and be somebody. And I was like, well, this is a good person to follow. She's got her head on straight. She wasn't like them other hoes at school with their legs open all the time. Ooh, a leading example. Oh, did I say too much? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I reel that back in? I can't.
Y'all call me shady.
I mean,
and out of my friend, so I can't. See what you want to say about me. But Dashia was up there, and I feel bad because Dashia said such heartwarming things about all of us at graduation, and I don't know what she said about me, but she's still a fantastic person. Went out here, got a degree, graduate degree. She's out here trying to be such a great leader for the children. What was it at Shakora? And I'm over here.
And Metanoia. She got her
Exactly.
master's, y'all, in social work. That girl's doing her thing.
Just
By the way,
out
Dashia
here.
does not like attention, so this
At
is a lot
all.
for her. But it's your special day, girl.
She's out here. All of the best wife material you can look for is right over here.
The
Y'all are
best.
just hoes and messing it all up. But you know.
Don't talk to my friend if you're going to mess with her feelings, because she
got
got
her
her
own
reinforcements
friend.
desk.
She's
Willing and ready. All right.
So,
Right.
To wrap it up, before Dashia moves us to our topic, I will say, please have your head on straight when dealing with this one here, because she will check you. And we probably will too. So yeah.
And we will fall right in line.
Exactly.
So I appreciate all of your kind words. I love you all. I do not like a lot of attention, but I'm just going to continue with the theme of today's episode. So if you have been listening since season 1, or if you haven't, that's fine. You can always go back to Apple or Spotify. But one of our very first episodes was about our love languages. And my top 2 love languages are quality time and words of affirmation. So in a way that I have that quality time, of course, it's uninterrupted, and I like it to be very intentional sometimes. And so I like picking people's brains and asking them questions just to kind of see where their head is. And there is an app called and it's pretty much based on building intimacy between different people, whether that's couples, parents, siblings, and in this case, friends. And so I have used the app to find 4 questions that I felt like I would just be curious to know more about from my friends. And so the first question is, what is your favorite memory of us And why is it important?
When you say us, is it us, like me and you, or like all of us, or both?
It's me included, so it doesn't matter if it's all of us, but it needs to be me and you in it.
Oh yeah, of course, but okay.
I have one, if nobody else has one. I'm not gonna say it because it's not nothing for me to say, but I think she would know what I'm saying when I say it. Okay. You came to me, you told me something, and I had an inkling, but of course I was just like, that's none of my business. Whenever you want to say something, you say something about it. And you said it, and I think I want to say I was the first one, and I was like, oh, you trust me that
I know
much.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
I was like, you trust me that much to be the first. Well, thank you, I guess. And I was like, I didn't see myself, like, I knew we were friends, but I didn't think that you saw me at that level, considering who I was friends with prior to getting with y'all. So it was like a different thing for me. And I was like, oh, so she actually sees me like as a friend, like a confiding friend. And I was like, oh, people actually like me.
Can I ask you a follow-up question?
I'm weak. Told you.
I'm so bad.
So, because I think you and I are very similar in that, or all of us really, but you and I are very similar in that we tend to be very guarded people. And so for me to come to you with something very personal, did that then make you feel comfortable to be vulnerable with me since I shared something that was very personal to myself?
Yes.
Okay.
So like you said, I don't like sharing. So when it got to the point when you told me that, I was like, okay, this is something big. This is not something that you just go around saying to say or just screaming to the mountain. I mean, some people do, but it is what it is. But like I said, the fact that you came to me, and at times y'all were wondering, like just like my family, y'all wondering like, why are you even friends with the rest of them? I didn't have an answer. It was just a group of weird people that I was talking to. So when you decided you wanted to tell me that, and I was like, oh, so it's actually a thing of us being friends and that you're trusting me with this information. And then I had some things happen and I told you about it because I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like between us, all of us, there'd be any type of judgment for anything. It was just all understanding and actually having a conversation about it. But yes. Moving off of me, one of y'all know her longer.
So the funniest, well, you said favorite or funniest, or could it be?
It could be either or. Yeah, so, I just said favorite.
Okay, so this is the funniest story between me and Dashia. We was in 6th grade.
Oh boy,
here we go. But she swears up and down it did never happen, but it did. So we was in 6th grade, and at our school, like we said previous episode, that we went to a military base, middle school, high school. So we had, I think it was like CCT. And this one we used to have it in the morning. So we used to just be out in the field, just not really doing much. It was just like just standing there. But anyway, so we was out there and I don't even know how the conversation came up, but we was talking about like what elementary school we had went to. So like I went, my elementary school name was Malcolm C. Hersey. So Dashia, I don't even know, like she just bust out having a whole attitude with me, y'all. So, and I probably had said something that like set her off. I probably did, I don't know. But she goes to say,
I called this, so he brings it up all the time.
Like, you just mad because you came from a Hershey bar.
Oh Lord,
that is such a 6th grade comeback. First of all,
that's such a childhood thing. Like,
oh man.
And ever since then, like I always bring it up to her, and she's like, "Oh my God, try to not say that." Like, yes, you did.
That was you.
Like, it was like a group of us, and she like dogged the trash shit out of me. Like,
I'm pretty sure if I did respond like that, it was because someone made a comment about Shakur. Because I feel like people were trying to act like Shakur was just this hood school, no good kids come from it, and so maybe me being frustrated with that. And so maybe Trey caught the heat of that, but I wasn't necessarily directing it to him. That's the only way I could see, because I wasn't that, I'm sassy, and sarcastic, but I don't feel like I'm that bad to just pop off on somebody for no reason. You can fix your neck, fix your eyes.
Okay, so clearly,
I just
prime example.
I do not pop off on people for no reason. She turned her neck. She looking at me with her eyes. So, but you're supposed to say, why is that memory important to you?
But, well, it was more so just funny than important. Yeah. But I do have actual memory that does hold a lot of weight. And I would say when we went on my birthday cruise, and we spent like multiple nights, days, spending time, you know, at that area of the cruise, just like talking about like life, relationships. And I mean, I already knew we were like close before then, but right then really kind of like solidified like the fact that I really could tell you anything. And that's why it's important to me, especially like, you know, like I've said previous episodes, I have a lot of friends. There's only certain people that I will say everything to, and obviously these three are, you know, three of them, you know? So yeah. That's why.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And they should already know our favorite memory is going to that Beyonce concert. We was front row to her and Jay-Z. That was so exciting. And it wasn't just that, like it was the experience, it was the drive there, the drive back, the conversation, just everything just made it so special. And but you won't move all the way to Tennessee. I miss you so much though. I mean, I miss y'all too, but she way out there. Huh?
Yeah, I was saying that I really want her to come back to Atlanta to visit so bad. Well, I want her to move here, to be honest. Like, she hates it here, but I want her to move here so bad. But yeah.
So it seems like all of y'all's favorite memories kind of deal with us talking and having conversation that were deeper than what it might have been in this setting or with a lot of other people around. So what do you think I'm learning from you? Like as an individual, what am I learning from you?
Uh-oh.
I want to go first on this one.
Go ahead.
Coming outside your comfort zone, I think you're learning a lot of that from me. Like definitely when you came here for my birthday weekend, I would have never expected her to be as open as she was with my friends here. Because like she said before, she's a very guarded person. And like, but obviously like, you know, during my birthday weekend, I invited a certain amount of people that I knew would mesh well. So I knew she was going to be comfortable regardless, especially like, you know, like I said before, she's been opening up more. So that's why I think that she's definitely learning with me personally. So yeah.
I like that.
Raise your eyebrows.
Because I honestly don't know what you could be learning from me. Because I'm just the one that I feel like I have the attitude at the group. I'm just quick to shut people down when I've had enough. So I don't know. Can't be vocabulary because my vocabulary has become trash as lately.
Maybe Dashia can answer that. Are you learning something from Megan? Or LadiiNova?
I want to give you time to think and come back to you. And if not, then answer.
I mean, well, I guess I'm in the same boat because no, seriously, like I never think that people learn anything from me in general. You know what I mean? Like I'm just fun and loud and extra, you know, like I don't think people can say, oh, well, I'm learning this from her unless you're like a toddler and that's my job, you know, but y'all are already like grown and have your own, you know, like unless you are learning something from me, then I'd be amazed, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in order to teach someone something, you don't have to have a talk with them. Like Trey never had a talk with me and say, hey, Dashia, I think you should be more open. I think you should go out more. It just, I'm spending time with him and I'm seeing how he, like him moving to a new place and trying to be open and meeting other people, that's something I'm learning from him, is to try to be open. Now, clearly he is more outgoing than I am, so I cannot compare myself to him in that way, but I can say, well, he's being open, he's away from his family, I am too, so let me try to be open and getting to know other people and building other friendships outside of childhood friends. From you, I would say, I guess trying to keep things light, because I can be very type A, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. A little too much giggles.
Well, it's true.
And so when things kind of get off track, I can get very irritated. And I think with you are the polar opposite of me in that way. You are very spontaneous and like, let's just go do this. Now, does that mean that I'm going to wake up and go skydive tomorrow? No. But I think that it does show me like it's okay to lighten up a little bit when it comes to certain things, because not everything deserves that much energy. So I feel like that's what I learned from you specifically. From Megan, you said that you can be hard or harsh or whatever. And I feel like I am very sensitive. And so I think, and we've had this conversation before, I tend to just be very soft when it comes to people and not really cutting them off in the way that I should cut them off. And I feel like that you do that with ease. And so I do. Well, in some cases, yes, because not everybody needs to be in your space or in your bubble. And so I think from you, I'm trying to learn like, okay, you can be a nice person, you can be kind. It's okay to set boundaries, clear boundaries with people so that you're not allowing them in your space on a consistent basis. So how I end up answering the question just for y'all.
Because I know
what you just said about me, I take that as I don't take that as a learning thing, because people say that about me quite often. You quick to cut people off, you don't care, you're nonchalant. That's the things that I get. So for you to say that you're learning that from me, I'm like, I don't think nobody want to really learn that. Because
I think it just depends on the person. For me, I need that. So
being selective, you could just say that.
And also it's called reframing in the counseling world. Reframe. That doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be something positive. Okay. The next thing I have is, what's the most difficult thing for you about being my friend that I'm not aware of?
Hey, we had this conversation before. Okay, so I don't feel this way anymore, but I honestly used to. I felt like I had to live up to your standards, you know? And that sounds so bad, but I feel like you were always so like nice and quiet and like just grown and had a head on your shoulders. And like I said, I'm loud and extra, so I felt like you would look at me and be like, dang, she ratchet. Like, why is she always like this, you know? And that was the thing at first, like, well, dang, could she or would she really want to be my friend because we're so different? Or I don't want her to look at me and be like, oh, she being loud again, but here she go, you know? I think that was the most difficult part, just kind of trying to like.
Did I do something to make you feel
no,
like
No, you've never, and that's what I'm saying, but you've never ever done anything, you never said anything like at all, ever. But I just think like how you are, like your demeanor and everything, you know, just like, I don't know, it's just different. Like I said, you've never even made a gesture, jokes, like anything about it. But it was always like, I was just so loud and different. And then it's like, they's just so like calm and mellow and sweet. And like, you just, you know, and it's just different.
Just to reassure you, I know you say you don't worry about it anymore, but obviously there's something there for us to still be friends. Because we didn't get along in middle school. And here we are. And I've been at your wedding and all of that.
Was that just a narrative for Cassondra? Like, don't like
her?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Nobody liked me at first. I had a smart mouth. Nobody liked me.
But I feel like if we didn't mesh well, then we just would not have been friends. So like you being your authentic self, clearly that doesn't bother me because we're still friends. If it did, no. Because there are a lot of loud people that I'm not friends with. But it has nothing to do with that specifically. I think you pointed out being loud. That's why I keep going to that. But I feel like deep down, you can think deeply. We can have conversations about certain things. I do learn from you. If I couldn't have, if reciprocity was not there, this would not work. So
I like that. Such a grown-up answer.
Tre'Dub, are you ready?
I did turn 25 today. Yeah. Am I officially an adult?
She's 25, y'all.
I'm about to say, you got to ask your mama that question. She'll tell you when you're grown.
Okay. And yeah, actually, y'all, if y'all don't know already, that both Cassondra and Dashia are 25 now. Me and Megan, we got until November.
Oh, baby.
So it's time for the real party to start. But anyway, so
excuse me.
I'm just saying. So, yes, I am ready. So, and I hate to hear the word difficult because it makes it like I have a problem with it because it's not an issue. It's just something I wish she would do. But anyway, so to answer the question, I would say that and we've said this previously before we even started this episode about like planning too much or being too careful because like being an adult, a lot of things are not going to go as planned. Like obviously look at the situation we're in now with this COVID-19 and people are like most people are out of work. So it's kind of like, but the point I'm trying to make is that like, I do think that they should take too much time in planning stuff as opposed to just kind of like taking a leap of faith and kind of letting things flow. Because like she said before, if something doesn't go the way it's planned, she is like losing her shit. So so it's like the only thing I would say is that like I just wish that she would like just kind of like let loose a little bit and kind of like let life happen to align to whatever she needs to happen. So that's what I would say. So yeah, hope that makes sense.
And I guess mine is sort of like a piggyback. I won't say it was a problem because I don't like to force people to do things that they don't want to do. But at times when I wanted to like plan things, like for my birthday some years ago, like I said, I want to go to the strip club. I want to do random things. And I was like, dang, I don't want Dashia to feel uncomfortable because that's not her scene, but I want her to be there. But I'm not sure if I want to change my plans. And that was the one thing, but I was like, that was back then. And now it's like, I don't even care to, like, I go to a strip club, but do I feel like running to one? No. So it is what it is.
I guess, well, more so Trey than you, what about me being such a planner makes it difficult for you to be my friend? Because that was mainly the question. I know that's something you wish I didn't do, but like, what about me being a planner makes it difficult for you?
I wouldn't say not the planning part because that's something I really need to focus on my damn self. Anywho, so but I guess the most difficult part for me personally is like you kind of being too careful about things. And I guess like me being a spontaneous person, me kind of being outgoing, kind of let things go with the flow. That's kind of like my natural habitat, especially like with me being here. I've become more of like a kind of let things flow kind of person. And I guess, I don't know, I guess it's just a personality thing. So, and that's why I say I really hate the word of, well, like the context of the question of saying it's difficult for me because it's not difficult for me. I mean, it's just like something, I guess just one of those things where you want to like, see improvement on, that's all. Like, but it doesn't bother me like that you are careful. I mean, shit doesn't bother me at all. Like it keeps saying, to be honest. Make sure I'm doing the right thing and like pay attention to a lot of things that I should be paying attention to, especially now with this shit going on. But anywho.
And as far as you go, I wouldn't ever want any of you to think that you have to accommodate for me, especially when it comes to celebrations that are supposed to be for you. Because like, for instance, for Cassondra's wedding, she wanted short dresses for bridesmaids and strapless and short, which are two things that I do not do. Especially the strapless. Short things, I'm starting to do more of that as the time goes on. But like, but at the time,
loved it.
But at the time, I was not comfortable with it. But it was like, okay, this isn't about me. This is her wedding. This is her day. So I feel like I'm able to kind of be flexible, or I tried to be at least. I don't know. I guess y'all are waiting on me, huh? I'm like getting sucked into the conversation. All right. So if you could wish one thing for me, what would it be and why?
I gotta think about that one.
I would wish that you just, I know it sounds so generic, it really does, but just to be happy in like life and like in your future and stuff. And of course we all want that, but exactly like knowing where to go, how to go about it, just exact directions. You know, not saying you don't have that, but to not be worried, to not be stressed, to not be, you know, have to worry about stuff. Just like let everything fall into place and not stress about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that. And I guess me thinking about being happy, especially in this day and age, is like not caring what other people are going to say or think. Because I think that's something you think at times. I don't think you do it like how it was in high school. But like you said, you've made some changes. You've been easing up on some stuff. But I still think you have that factor in your mind, like, if I make this move, what are people going to think? Because I moved out here, I was doing well here, and now I moved somewhere else. I don't know if, like, you can move and not even have, like, a logical reason for other people. It could be logical to you, but it's like, I don't know why she moved. That doesn't make sense. So I would just want you to kind of get that sense of, like, I could give to what people got to say about me and what I'm doing.
Mine is kind of piggybacking off of Cassondra. Like I know we've all had, you know, conversations about certain things that have stressed you out, whether it's been like work or personal stuff. So really, I just wish for nothing but happiness for you. You know, like I said before, you really have been going through a lot lately. So I'm just wishing for nothing but happiness to overcome all of what's going on, and you know, just continue to live your damn life.
Now, out of the 4 questions that I asked y'all, I know I did answer one of them, but are there any that you would like me to answer for you?
Can you restate the questions?
Okay. So what is your favorite memory of us and why is it important? What do you think I'm learning from you? Which I already answered that. What's the most difficult thing for you about being my friend that I'm not aware of? And then if you could wish one thing for me, what would it be and why?
I want to do the wish one.
So y'all just picking individual ones. All right.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so
I say I can do that same one.
Because that was my answer too.
Oh, okay. So if I could wish one thing for you, what would it be? I have to think now.
Cue Jeopardy music.
Right. I feel like it's pretty much the same for the 3 of you because 20s are just rough, man. I feel like, yes, people say your 20s are meant to, like, it's meant for exploring and trying to figure yourself out and kind of become settled and grounded. And I feel like all of us are in different places, but we're still trying to figure it out, whatever that means, career-wise, some of us love-wise, financially, just all of that. So I think for you, Trey, specifically when it comes to career, I feel like I would wish for you to find a place or organization where you are really excelling and you don't have to worry about something like this kind of pandemic happening and raining on that, like whatever it is you're doing. Because I know, and I don't know if you want me to say this or not, you can edit it out, but I know something that you said you're interested in is like being an editor for like a magazine or something of that caliber of work. And I really hope that for you because I feel like you're very creative and you're able to do it. Cassondra, a wish for you is, I wish that you would recognize your potential and like hone it, because I feel like you do have skills and you do have talents and you've worked really hard, but sometimes I feel like you doubt yourself and your abilities, and I want you to stop doing that.
Oh,
and
thank
do
you.
the things that you could be doing. I mean, I know you took steps towards it with getting the business and all of that. I want you to continue on that track. And then Megan, or Lady, I think similar to them career-wise, I want you to be okay with the space that you're in. I want you to stop being hard on yourself. Because a lot of times, I think that you do this comparison game, like between us. Like, oh, you going to school, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. And I mean, you already have your degree and you kind of already have a picture of what it is you want to do. You're just taking steps toward that. It's not like you just going through the flows of life, just in the wind. I know you might feel that way, but I feel like you have a purpose and you have steps that you're working towards. Just stop comparing yourself to us because we're all on different timelines. We're in different fields. So it looks different for all of us. So that is my answer for the three of you.
That's why she's a social worker who get paid the big bucks and everything.
Dead ass.
That was really sweet though.
She actually has good answers and thought about them. Because if I was a social
Very
worker,
thoughtful. I'd have been like, man, I don't know.
better suck it up. I don't know.
Like, so.
Try ice skating. I don't know.
Ice skating.
I'm not telling them random stuff.
Haven't done it.
And I guess you guys said that you wanted me to end it by saying like lessons that I've learned, but I feel like I've kind of gone on and on. So I'll try to keep it short. All right. So 4 things that I jotted down were, especially in the middle of this pandemic, is appreciating your health and taking care of your body. Because in the midst of all of this happening, I got bronchitis, which has to be the worst timing ever. Because when you go anywhere, they're like, oh no, do you have it? I did get tested, I'm negative for it, but just appreciating your health, take care of your body because you really don't know what could happen. And then building and maintaining a support system. One of the hardest things about being away from Charleston is this is everything I've known. Most of my friends are here, most of my family is here, and then I'm in Tennessee where I have no one really but my roommate. And like a few people that I've become cool with, but that's nothing like people you've put in years and time with. So trying to build, but also maintain the support systems I already have. Self-care. And for me, that would be therapy, going to the gym consistently, journaling, this podcast, listening to other podcasts, kind of decompress from my job and just zone out. And then the final thing would be being kinder to myself, learning that, you know, my mistakes are mistakes versus judging myself. It's okay to say no to certain things. And sometimes doing just enough is enough. So, for those of you listening, I guess I would encourage you to do this sort of intimacy building with people in your life, whether it's your friends, your partner, siblings, whoever. And I guess let us know how that went if you did choose to do it. So join us every Monday.
Comment.
Subscribe.
Like.
And guess what's up?
All right.